What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can automate a restaurant business using make.com. Let's get started. On Whimsical, I've outlined all the processes for a restaurant that we're going to automate in this video. The first process that we're going to automate is the reservation management process. Our customers are going to make a reservation through our website. Now, after they make the reservation, we're going to create an automation that captures their personal information and sends them a confirmation email. We'll also add their details to a Google Calendar and send them an email reminder 24 hours before the dinner reservation. The second process that we're going to automate in this video for a restaurant business is a training and onboarding process. Here, we'll create an automation that onboards new staff with training materials. We'll send them onboarding materials via email. We'll also add them to a team Slack channel. After automating the training and onboarding process, the next process that we're going to automate is a shift notification process. Here, we'll automate sending shift notifications to staff via email. The next process that we're going to automate for a restaurant business is a VIP guest experience. Here, we'll automate providing tailored services for our VIP customers and send personalized confirmation emails to the VIP guests. We'll also notify our staff via Slack of the customer. The next process that we're going to automate is an inventory management process. Here, we'll create an automation that automatically notifies suppliers when stock falls below thresholds. We'll also send low stock alerts and create purchase orders via email. The next process that we're going to automate for a restaurant business in this video is the marketing and promotion process, where we'll automate posting or scheduling social media posts on social media platforms like Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. We'll schedule social media posts using Vista Social. The next process that we'll automate is the cleaning and maintenance process, where we'll create an automation that sends reminders to staff via email for regular cleaning tasks. And the last process that we're going to automate in this video is a customer feedback collection process, where we'll create an automation that collects feedback from our customers after dining or completing an order and save their responses in the feedback collection board on Monday. These are all the processes for a restaurant business that we're going to automate in this video. We're going to start with the first process, which is reservation management process. I'll create a form on Typeform that our customers will fill in with their personal information and reservation details. And then we are going to create an automation on Make that will collect their data and add the data to Monday.com. On Typeform, I've created this form that I've renamed to a restaurant reservation form. So this is the form that we're going to attach to our website for our customers to submit their personal information and their reservation details. On this form, we are asking our customers to enter their personal information. So we're asking them to enter their first name, last name, and their email. We are also asking them, what date would you like to reserve? And here they're going to enter the month, day, and year. We're also asking them how many people will be dining. They're going to type in their answer right here in numbers. We're also asking them, are you celebrating a special occasion? And then they're going to choose either birthday, anniversary, or business meeting options. And lastly, we're asking them, do you have a seating preference? They can choose either indoor, outdoor, both, or near a window options. So this is the form that we're going to attach to our website for the customer to submit this information. And then we're going to create an automation that automatically captures this information and adds the information to our project management tool, which in this case, I'm using Monday.com. So on Monday, I've created a workspace that I've renamed to Heaven Restaurant. On this workspace, I've created a board that I've renamed to Heaven Restaurant Customers. So here's where we're going to add our customers' information. After we've captured the information from Typeform, we are collecting our customer's full name, and we have intake, onboard, and ask for feedback as the status of each of our customers. We're also collecting their first name, last name, their email, their reservation date, seating preference, and number of diners. To automatically capture our customers' information from Typeform and add the information to this board on Monday, we'll need to create an automation on Make. On Make, I've created a board that I've renamed to Restaurant Business Automation. Here's where we're going to create all our automations automating the processes for a restaurant business. So here, I'll click on create a new scenario. I'll rename our scenario to reservation management. And here, we are going to capture our customers' information from our form. So here, I'll search for type form and I'll click on watch response trigger. Here, we have two watch response triggers. The first one with acid and the other one with instant and acid. If you choose the one with acid, you'll need to choose when you'd like to trigger the module. But the one with instant, it instantly triggers after the customer has submitted their form. So since I would like to choose when I would like to trigger our module, I'll choose the watch response module with acid only. Here, you'll need to create a connection between typeform and make. To do that, click on add and then rename your connection right here. And then click on save. Then a new window will be prompted where you'll choose the account that you like to connect to make. After choosing the account, your connection will be created. Since I had already created my connection, I'm going to close and choose my connection right here. Now, after choosing my connection, I'm going to limit it to one and choose my form over here. Our form is called a restaurant reservation form. Here I'm going to click on OK. You can see it's asking me to choose where I would like to start. You can choose to start from now, since a specific date, all, or choose manually. I'm going to choose from now and then click on OK. Then on our form, I'll click on share to get the link of this form so we can fill in our details. You'll see the link to our form. So I'll copy it and open the link on a new tab. Then here, I'll click on start to fill in our form. First name could be James, last name Martin, and their email could be jamesmartin@annex.com. Then here I'll click on OK. We'll pick the date they would like to reserve. So for the month, you can say the month of December. The date is the 21. The year is 2024. And click on OK. How many people will be dining? You can say 7. Then click on OK. Here you can say it's an anniversary. And then here we like our draws. Click on submit. Now on automation, we can run this module and see if we're going to capture our data. So here you can see we are capturing our data right here. So we have the first name, last name, email of our customer. We're also getting the date they like to reserve, the people who will be dining, the special occasion, and the seating preference. Now with their data, we can add them to monday.com right here. So here, I'll search for tools and click on the sleep module. Here, we can delay for 3 seconds to give Typeform some time to populate our customers' data. And then now we can add our customer to our monday.com board. So I'll search for Monday, then search for create an item. Here, you'll also need to create a connection between your monday.com account and make account. To do that, just click on add, and then rename your connection right here, and then add your API key from Monday right here to create a connection. To get your API token, just click on your profile, then click on administration, then click on connection and click on API. Here you'll find your API token. All you have to do is copy it, paste it right here, and then click on save, and your connection will be created. But since I had already created my connection, I'm going to close and choose my connection right here. For the item name, we can add the first and last name of our customer. So James, then space, Martin. For the board ID, we're going to choose Heaven Restaurant Customers. For the group ID, I'm going to choose Restaurant Customers. And here, we're going to add the values to the columns on our Monday board with the data that we captured from Typeform. So here I'm going to add an item and choose our first column, which will be email. Here we can add the value for the email, which will be our customer's email. You can even add the email as a text over here. Then I'll add a new item, choose a new column. Our column is going to be first name. Then here we can add the value for the first name, which will be James. Then I'll add a new item, choose a new column. I'm going to choose last name as a column. Here we can add the value for the last name, which will be Martin. Then I'll add a new item, choose another column. I'll choose number of diners as a column. Here we can add the value for the number of diners right here. Then I'll add a new item and choose a new column. Our column will be occasion. Then I'll add the value for the occasion, which will be anniversary. Then I'll add a new item, choose a new column. I choose reservation date as a column. Here, you can add the date, which is our date right here. I'll add a new item, and choose a new column. And I'll choose the seating preference as a column and add the value for the seating preference right here. And I'll add a new item, choose another column. This time I'm going to choose status. And here I'm going to choose to label it. And we're going to label it as intake. Then click on OK. Besides adding our customer to Monday, we would like to also add their details to our Google Calendar and send a confirmation email. So here, I'll add another module and search for Google Calendar. On Google Calendar, I'll create an event. Here, I'm going to choose my calendar ID right here. For the event name, we can add our customer's first name with their occasion. So for example, here we can say the event name is James, then space, anniversary. Then for the start date, we're going to add our date right here. For the duration, we can say tomorrow's they're going to spend 2 hours in our restaurant. Then click on OK. Now, after creating the event on our calendar, we can now send the confirmation email. So I'll search for email, then click on send an email module. And then I'll rename this module to confirmation email. And then click on OK. For confirmation email, yeah, we're going to add our customer's email as the recipient. So our customer's email right here. The subject line of this email could be in the lines of your reservation at Heaven is confirmed. The content type we're choosing plain text, and the content of this email could be on the lines of dear first name. So our first name is James. Thank you for choosing Heaven. We are thrilled to confirm your reservation and are excited to have you dine with us. At Heaven, we take pride in offering a warm, inviting atmosphere and a menu crafted to deliver exceptional flavors and memorable moments. If you have any special requests, such as dietary preferences, celebrating a special occasion, or seating arrangements, please do not hesitate to let us know by replying to this email or giving us a call. To ensure a seamless experience, we recommend arriving a few minutes earlier. If your plans change or you need to modify your reservation, kindly inform us at least a day in advance so we can make the necessary adjustments. Honored to be part of your plans, and I look forward to welcoming you soon. Warm regards, the Haven team. So this could be the confirmation email that we are going to send to our customer after they have made a reservation at our restaurant. Besides sending them the confirmation email, we like to send them a reminder email 24 hours before the reservation. So on automation, yeah, I'll add another module, and on tools, I'll set a date variable. I'll name our variable to date, and I'll give it the value of now. Then you'll click on OK. Now here, we can send them a reminder email 24 hours before the reservation. So here on emails, I'll click on send an email module. Then I'll rename this module to reminder email. Then I'll click on OK. For a reminder email, we're going to add our customer's email as the recipient. The subject line of this email could be in the lines of reminder, your reservation at Heaven is tomorrow. The content type we're choosing plain text, and the content of this email could be in the lines of dear first name. We are excited to remind you about your upcoming reservation at Heaven tomorrow. Our team is ready to provide you with a delightful dining experience in our warm and inviting atmosphere. We're also adding reservation details on this email, like the date and the number of guests. Then we are concluding the email by saying, if you have any special requests, need to update your reservation, or have any questions, please do not hesitate to reply to this email or call. We recommend arriving a few minutes earlier to ensure a smooth seating process. We can't wait to host you and create a memorable experience. Warm regards, the Heaven team. And I'm going to click on OK. To send this email 24 hours before the dinner reservation, yeah, I'm going to set up a filter and label this filter to reminder. For the condition, we can say that the date will be equal to, and then I'll choose the daytime operator. Here, on date and time, I'll click on add days. Then here, we'll add the start time. So from our calendar here, and then here, we'll minus 1 day. So we are going to send this email 1 day before the dinner reservation. Then here I'm going to click on OK. Now here, I'd like to add our customer to our customers board on Monday. Now to add our customer to our board, I'll not fill in our form again, but I'm going to choose our previous submission. So I'll click on choose manually. And then here, I'll choose the submission, our previous submission. Then I'll run our automation. You can see that our automation ran successfully. We got our customers' information from our form. We delayed for 3 seconds. Then we added them to our customers' board on Monday. We went ahead and created an event. The event name is James Anniversary, and sent them this confirmation email with the subject line and this email content right here, thanking them for choosing our restaurant. Then here, we're going to wait 1 day before the dinner reservation to remind them about the reservation that they made at our restaurant. You'll see that we just added a new customer on Monday. So this is their full name, James Martin. Their status is intake. We saw their first name, last name, their email, their reservation date, the occasion, the seating preference, and the number of diners. So with this simple automation, we've automated the first process for a restaurant business, which is the reservation management process. The next process that we're going to automate for a restaurant business is the training and onboarding process. Here, we'll create an automation that onboards new staff with training materials. We'll send them the onboarding materials and a scheduling link for an onboarding call via email. We'll also add them to the team's Slack channel. To automate the training and onboarding process for a restaurant business, on our restaurant business automation, here, I'll create a new scenario. I'll rename our scenario to training and onboarding. And then on Monday, I've created another board for our staff. I've renamed it to Heaven Restaurant Staff. Here's where we're going to add our staff members. So on this board, we are collecting their full name. We are assigning them to a member of our team. We're also collecting the date we created them, the last time we updated them, also, and their status. And on status, we have intake, onboard, upcoming shift, confirmed shift, in progress shift, completed shift, cancelled shift, and cleaning as the status of each of our staff members. We're also collecting their first name, last name, email, phone number, and their position of role. Now, here, I'll create a webhook that will be sent after the status of one of our staff members changes to onboard, where we'll send them the onboarding materials and the scheduling link for them to schedule for an onboarding call. So here, I'll search for webhooks, then click on custom webhook. Here I'll click on add, then I'll rename our webhook to onboarding webhook. Then click on save. I'll copy the link to our webhook, then click on OK. Then I'll run it. And then on Monday, I'll click on integrate, click on webhooks. I'll use this as our template. Here I'll use another account and paste the webhook URL that we copied right here, and click on connect. It says failed to communicate with the URL provided. Yeah, we'll need to return this challenge text using a webhook response. So on webhooks, I'll click on webhook response. Here, I'll add two curly braces and write challenge over here, then add our text. Click on OK, and run our webhook again. And then here, I'll click on connect. You can see it connected successfully. Here, we can delete the response and set up our webhook. So I'd like to send a webhook when the status of one of our staff members changes to onboard. I'll click on create automation. Now let us test if our webhook works. So I'll run it and I'll change the status of one of our staff members to onboard. You can see it ran successfully, and we're getting the specific staff member whose status to just change. To get the rest of their data, I'll copy this pulse ID and then add another module. And then on Monday, I'll search for get an item module and click on get an item. For the ID, I'm going to add our pulse ID, and for the board ID, I'm going to choose our Heaven Restaurant Staff Board and click on OK. Now here, I'll run this board by pasting our pulse ID right here, then clicking on OK. Here you can see that we're getting the rest of their data over here. So we're getting their first name, last name, their email, their phone number, their position, and their position right here. Now with their data, we can create a scheduling link for an onboarding call and send them training materials via email. So the first thing we're going to do here, I'll add another module and search for Calendly to create a scheduling link. You'll create a connection between Calendly and Make. All you have to do is rename your connection, then click on save. A new window will be prompted where you'll choose the account that you like to link to make.com. But since I had already created my connection, I'm going to close it. And here I'm going to choose a maximum event count. For the event type, I'm going to choose onboarding call. Then click on OK. So I'll rename this to onboarding call link. Then click on OK. Now, besides sending them the onboarding call link, we can also get training materials folder from our Google Drive and send them the onboarding materials. So on Google Drive, I'll search for files and folders. Here, I'm going to choose our folder. Our folder is files. This is why we have our training materials. I'm going to retrieve files and folders. And here I'm going to perform a full text search. Here I'm going to search for the name of our folder, which is training materials. Then I'm going to limit it to 1, then click on OK. So here we can run this module and see if we're going to get our training materials folder. You can see we're getting our training materials folder. Now here on Google Drive, we can create a link for our folder. So here we'll add our file ID. The role, we can leave it as reader. Type, we can say anyone. Click on OK. And here I'll rename this to training materials. Then click on OK. And then here I'll rename this to training materials link. Then click on OK. We can also add them to our Slack channel. So here I'll search for Slack, then click on Slack. Then on Slack, I'll choose the join a channel module. You'll need to add the channel ID of your team's Slack channel. For example, I just copied our Slack channel ID and pasted it right here. I'll click on OK. Now we can send them the onboarding call link and the training materials link via email. So here, I'll search for emails, then click on send an email module. I'll rename our module to onboarding email and click on OK. And here, now for our onboarding email, I'm going to add our staff member's email as a recipient. The subject line of this email could be on the lines of welcome to Haven, onboarding materials and next steps. The content type, we're going to choose plain text, and the content of this email could be on the lines of dear first name. We're excited to have you on board and look forward to working together. To help you get started, we've put together some onboarding materials that will guide you through our processes, policies, and everything you need to know to succeed in your new role. Now, for the onboarding materials, you can access all your onboarding materials through this link over here. So here we're going to add our training materials link from our Get Share Link module over here. These documents will give you an overview of our company culture, team expectation, and job-specific resources. Please review them before our call to ensure a smooth start. We'd love to schedule for a brief onboarding call to answer any questions you may have and walk you through the next steps. Please choose the time that works best for you by clicking this link. Here we're going to add our booking URL from Calendly. For the Slack channel, we're telling them we've also added you to our Haven Team Slack channel. You can meet your colleagues, ask questions, and stay up to date with all the latest information. Keep an eye out for the welcome message. We're here to support you every step of the way, so feel free to reach out if you need anything. We can't wait to officially welcome you to the team and get started. Warm regards, the Haven team. I'm going to click on OK. Now to test if automation works, I'll run it on our Haven restaurant staff board. I'll change the status of one of our staff members to on board. You can see that our automation ran successfully. We triggered our webhook after we changed the status of one of our staff members to onboard. Then we got their data, then we created a scheduling link. On Calendly, we got our training materials and created the link for the training materials, which is this link right here. We added them to our Slack channel and sent them the onboarding call link and the training materials link via the onboarding email with the subject line and these email content, where we're adding the onboarding materials link and the onboarding call scheduling link. So with this simple automation, we've automated the training and onboarding process for a restaurant business. The next process that we're going to automate is a shift notification process. To automate the shift notification process, on our restaurant business automation folder, I'll click on create a new scenario. I'll rename our scenario to shift notification. So here we'll create an automation that automatically notifies our staff about their shift. So on our Heaven Restaurant staff, we have upcoming shift, confirmed shift, in progress shift, completed shift, and cancelled shift as the status of each of our staff members. So after the status of one of our staff members changes to either of the shifts, we're going to notify our staff about their shift via email. So here on Monday, I'm going to click on Watchboard Column Values Trigger. Here I'm going to click on Add. And then I'll rename our webhook to Shift Notification and choose my connection right here. For our board, I'm going to choose Heaven Restaurant Staff. For the update type, I'm going to choose Item Specific Column Value Update. For the column, I'm going to choose Status. Click on Save. So if the status of one of our staff members changes, we're going to trigger this module. Now, to get the staff members' data on Monday, I'm going to search for Get an Item module and click on Get an Item. Then I'm going to choose my connection. Then for the ID, I'm going to add our Pulse ID. Then for the board ID, I'm going to choose Heaven Restaurant Staff. Then click on OK. Now here, if we run this automation and change the status of one of our staff members to upcoming shift, you can see that it will trigger our webhook, and we're going to get the data of the specific staff member whose status we just changed right here. Now, after we change their status on Monday, we'd like to notify them about their shift via email. So I'll add another module. On flow control, I'll click on router. We'll send them 5 shift emails. So here we'll add 5 routes here. And for each route, we'll send them an email notification. So the first one, we'll send them an upcoming shift email. I'll rename this email to upcoming shift email. And then click on OK. Yeah, we'll send another email. And then I'll rename this email to confirmed shift email. And click on OK. Here, I'll send another email. I'll rename this module to in progress email. And click on OK. On email, I'll send another email for the completed email. And click on OK. I'm going to rename this to in progress shift email. And click on OK. And the last one will be a cancelled shift email. So I'll rename this to cancelled shift email and click on OK. For our upcoming shift email, here we'll add the email of our staff member right here as a recipient. The subject line of this email could be in the lines of reminder, upcoming shift at Haven. Content type, we're going to choose plain text, and the shift notification that we're going to send them could be on the lines of dear first name. This is a friendly reminder that your upcoming shift is scheduled for, and then we're going to add the date and time. Please ensure that you arrive a few minutes earlier to prepare for your shift. If you have any questions or need to make changes for your availability, feel free to reach out as soon as possible. We look forward to seeing you and appreciate your dedication. Best regards, Haven team. So this could be the upcoming shift email that we're going to send them. For the confirmed shift email, we're going to add the email address right here. The subject line of this email could be in the lines of your shift at Haven is confirmed. For the content type, we're going to choose plain text, and the content of this email could be in the lines of dear first name, your shift has been successfully confirmed. Here are the details. Please arrive a few minutes earlier to ensure a smooth start to your shift. If you have any questions or need to make adjustments, do not hesitate to reach out. We look forward to having you with us and appreciate your commitment to the team. Best regards, Haven team. And then I'm going to click on OK. For the in progress shift email, we're going to add the email address of our staff member here. The subject line of this email could be in the lines of your shift is in progress at Haven. The content type, we're going to choose plain text, and the content of this email could be on the lines of dear first name. Just a quick reminder that your shift is currently in progress. Thank you for being with us today and contributing to the team's success. If you need anything or have any questions during your shift, do not hesitate to reach out to your manager or team. We are here to support you. Keep up with the good work. Best regards, the Haven team. Then I'm going to click on OK. For the completed shift email, we're going to add our staff member's email address right here. The subject line of this email could be in the lines of your shift at Haven is completed. For the content type, we're going to choose plain text. Content of this email could be in the lines of dear first name. Thank you for your hard work today. Your shift has been successfully completed. We appreciate your dedication and the excellent service you provided to our guests. If you have any feedback or need to discuss anything regarding your shift, feel free to reach out to us. Looking forward to working with you again soon. Best regards, the Haven team. And for the cancelled shift email, we're going to add our staff member's email address right here. And the subject line of this email could be in the lines of your shift at Haven has been cancelled. For the content type, we're going to choose plain text, and the content of this email could be in the lines of dear first name. We regret to inform you that your shift scheduled for shift date and at shift time has been cancelled. If you have any questions or need to discuss further details, please feel free to reach out to us. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause and appreciate your understanding. Thanks for being part of our team, and we look forward to seeing you at your next scheduled shift. Best regards, the Haven team. And here I'm going to click on OK. Here, we'll set up filters. So all these emails, they don't go out at the same time. To set up a filter for the upcoming shift email, here we'll label it to upcoming shift. Then for the condition, we can say that the status text should equal to upcoming shift and click on OK. We'll set up another filter for the confirmed shift here. Our label is to confirmed shift. And then for the condition, we can say that the status text should equal to confirmed shift and click on OK. For the in progress shift, I'll set up another filter and label it to in progress shift right here. For the condition, can say that the status text should equal to in progress shift and click on OK. For the completed shift, I'll set up a filter and label it to completed shift right here. For the condition, can say that the status text should equal to completed shift and click on OK. For the cancelled shift email, I'm going to label it to cancelled shift. The condition can say that the status text should equal to cancel shift, then click on OK. Now to test if our automation works, and then change the status of one of our staff members to upcoming shift. You can see that automation ran successfully, and after we change the status of one of our staff members to upcoming shift, we sent them the upcoming shift email with the subject line and this content email. We can also run our automation again and change the status of one of our staff members to confirmed shift. You can see that automation ran successfully, and we sent them the confirmed shift email with the subject line and this content email right here. You can also run it again and change the status of one of our staff members to in progress shift. You can see that automation ran successfully, and we sent them the in progress shift email right here with the subject line. You can run the automation again and change the status of one of our staff members to completed shift. You can see that we sent them the completed shift email notification with the subject line right here. So you can run it one last time and change the status of one of our staff members to cancelled shift. You can see we send them the cancelled shift email with this subject line right here after we change the status to cancelled shift. So with this simple automation, we've automated the shift notification process for a restaurant business. The next process that we're going to automate for a restaurant business is the VIP guest experience. Here, we're going to create an automation that provides tailored services to our VIP customers and send personalized confirmation emails to the VIP guests. We'll also notify our staff via Slack of the VIP customer. To automate the VIP guest experience on our restaurant business automation folder, I'll create a new scenario. I'll rename our scenario to VIP guest experience. Now, our VIP customers, they will have a different form to fill in their personal information on our website. So on Typeform, I've created the form for VIP reservations. On this form, we are asking our VIP customers to enter their personal information like their first name, last name, and their email. We're also asking them what day they would like to reserve. They can add the month, the day, and the year. We're also asking them how many people will be dining. We're also asking them, are you celebrating a special occasion? They can either choose birthday, anniversary, or business meeting options over here. We're also asking them, do you have a seating preference? So they can either choose the indoor, outdoor, both, or near a window options right here. So this could be the form for a VIP that they're going to fill in on our website. And then on Monday, I've created a VIP customers board, where we'll add our VIP customers after they've submitted our form. Here, we are collecting their full name. And on status, we have intake and VIP services as the status of each of our VIP customers. We're also collecting their first name, last name, their email, their reservation date, the occasion, seating preference, and the number of diners right here. So to automate the VIP guest experience, we're going to start by watching our VIP customers' responses on type form. So on type form, I'll choose the watch response module. Here I'm going to choose our form. Our form is going to be VIP restaurant reservation form. Then I'm going to click on OK. Our form, I'll click on share. Here, I'll copy the link to our form and open it on a new tab so we can fill in our details. Here, I'll click on start. And here we can add the details of an example VIP customer. You can say the first name is Kathy Jones, and then we can add the example email here. Then click on OK. You can see they'd like to reserve on December 26, 2024. Then click on OK. How many people will be dining? Let's say 9. Click on OK. You can say it will be the anniversary, and we'd like to see it near a window. And here I'll click on submit. You can run our module and see if we're going to get our data that we just submitted right here. And you can see that we're getting our VIP customers details right here. First name is Kathy, last name is Jones, and we're getting the email address right here and the date for the reservation. So getting the how many people they're dining, the occasion, and the seating preference. Now with the information, we can add it to our VIP customers board right here. To do that, I'll add another module, and on tools, I'll search for the sleep module, where we'll delay for 3 seconds to give Typeform some time to populate our customers' data, and then we can add them to Monday. So on Monday, I'll search for create an item module. Here I'm going to choose my connection, and for the item name, we're going to add the first name and last name of our VIP customer. For the board, I'm going to choose our VIP customers board. And then here I'm going to choose our group ID, which will be restaurant VIP customers. And then here, we're going to add the values to the columns on our Monday board with the data that we captured from our Typeform. Here I'll add a new item and choose a new column. The column I'm going to choose email, and then we're going to add the value of this email, which will be Kathy's email. You can also use her email as a text. Then I'll add a new item, choose a new column. I'm going to choose the first name as our column and add the value to our first name. And I'll add a new item, choose a new column. I'm going to choose last name as our column. Then add the value for our last name, which will be Jones. I'll add a new item and choose a new column. Choose number of diners as our column. Then add the values to our column, it will be 9. I'll choose occasion and add the values to the occasion, which will be the anniversary. Then add a new item and choose a new column, which will be the reservation date. For the date, we're going to add the date right here. New item, choose a new column. And I'm going to choose seating preference as a column and add the value to the seating preference over here. Then I'll add a new item, choose a new column, and I'm going to choose status of the column. And here I'll label the status to intake, and then click on OK. After we've added them to Monday, we'd also like to create the event on our Google Calendar. So I'll search for Google Calendar, then I'll create an event. For the calendar ID, I'm going to choose our calendar. In the event name, we can add our customer's occasion. So here, I'll add Kathy's anniversary. For the start date, we'll add the date right here. For the duration, we can say they're going to be in our restaurant for approximately 2 hours. Then click on OK. After creating the event, we'll send them a confirmation email. So on email, I'll click on send an email module. Then here, I'll rename this to confirmation email. And then click on OK. For the confirmation email, we're going to add our customer's email right here as a recipient. The subject line of this email could be on the lines of your VIP reservation at Heaven is confirmed. For the content type, we're going to choose plain text, and the content of this email could be on the lines of dear first name. We are delighted to confirm your VIP reservation at Heaven. Your experience is our priority, and we've prepared a truly personalized visit for you. Here we are adding the reservation details, like the reservation date and the number of guests. And we're also telling them here's what you can expect. Number one is the priority reservations. We're telling them to skip the wait and enjoy priority booking for your preferred time. We're also telling them to let us know if you have any dietary preferences, and we'll create a customized menu just for you. We're also telling them our team is dedicated to making your visit extra special, offering you a more intimate and attentive experience. And we're also telling them to enjoy access to special events, promotions, and private dining options reserved exclusively for VIP guests. And concluding the email by telling them, we'd love to make your next visit even more memorable. Please let us know if there's anything specific we can do to enhance your experience, or if you have any special requests. Thank you for being part of Haven, and we look forward to welcoming you soon. Warm regards, the Haven team. Then I'm going to click on OK. Now, besides sending the confirmation email, we can also send a Slack notification to our team, notifying them of the VIP guest. So I'll search for Slack. Then on Slack, I'll create a message. And then here, I'll rename this to team notification. Then click on OK. The notification that we're going to send to our team could be on the lines of attention team. We have a VIP guest joining us at Haven, and we want to ensure that they have an exceptional experience. Please review the details below to make any necessary preparations to make this visit extra special. Here we are adding the VIP reservation details, like the guest name, reservation date, and the number of guests. Then we're concluding the message by saying, please make sure the team is aware and ready to provide top tier service. Let's make this visit unforgettable. If you need any additional information, do not hesitate to reach out. Thank you for your attention to detail and excellent service, Haven team. And I'm going to click on OK. Besides sending the confirmation email to our VIP customer, we can also send them a reminder email reminding them of the reservation one day before the reservation. So yeah, I'll add another module, and on tools, I'm going to set a date variable. I'll rename it to date and give it the value now. Yeah, we can now send the email. So I rename this email to reminder email, and then click on OK. Now for reminder email, we're going to add our customer's email here as a recipient. The subject line of this email could be in the lines of reminder, your reservation at Haven is tomorrow. The content type, we're going to choose plain text, and the content of this email could be in the lines of dear first name. We're excited to remind you about your upcoming reservation at Haven tomorrow. Our team is ready to provide you with a delightful dining experience in our warm and inviting atmosphere. And then here we're adding the reservation details like the date and the number of guests. Then we're concluding the email by saying, if you have any special requests, need to update your reservation, or have any questions, please do not hesitate to reply to this email or call. We recommend arriving a few minutes early to ensure a smooth seating process. We can't wait to host you and create a memorable experience. Warm regards, the Haven team. Here I'm going to click on OK. And here, we'll set up a filter and label this to reminder. Now, for the condition, you can say that the date should equal to, and then here, I'll click on add days. Here, you can say we'd like to send this email one day before the start time. So I'll click on the start date, and then here, we'll send this one day before the start date, and click on OK. Now, to test if automation works, here, I'll choose to start from our previous submission, which is Kathy's submission, and then I'll run automation. You can see that automation works perfectly. Here we got our submission of our VIP customer. Then we delayed for 3 seconds and added them to our Monday.com board. We also created an event for our VIP customer and sent them a confirmation email with the subject line, this email content right here. We're also sending a team notification message notifying the team of the VIP customer right here. And then we're going to wait one day before the reservation to send them the reminder email. Now, on Monday, you'll see that we've added a new VIP customer to our board. The name is Kathy Jones. We're also getting the first name, the last name, the email, the reservation date, the occasion, the seating preference, and the number of diners. So with this simple automation, We've automated the VIP guest experience for a restaurant business. The next process that we're going to automate for a restaurant business is the inventory management process, where we'll create an automation that notifies suppliers when stock fall below threshold by sending a low stock alert and create a purchase orders via email. To automate the inventory management process, on our restaurant business automation folder, I'll create a new scenario. Here, I'll rename our scenario to inventory management. On Monday, I've also created a board that I've renamed to Haven Restaurant Suppliers. Here's where we're going to add our suppliers. To notify our suppliers of low stock, here, I'm going to create a webhook on Make that will be triggered after the status of one of our suppliers changes to low stock alerts. So here, I'll search for webhooks, then click on custom webhook. Here I'll click on add and rename our webhook to inventory management, then click on save. Here I'll copy our webhook, then click on OK. Then on Monday, I'll click on integrate on our suppliers board. Here I'm going to click on webhooks. Then here I'll use this as our template. Here I'll use another account. Then I'll paste the webhook URL that we copied right here. And then here I'll run our webhook and click on connect. It says failed to communicate with the URL provided. So here we need to return these text using a webhook response. So here I'll search for webhooks, then click on webhook response. And then here I'll add to call it braces and write challenge. And here I'll add the text and click on OK and run webhook. Then here I'll click on connect. You can see that it ran successfully. And so here I'll set up our webhook. I would like to send a webhook when the status of one of our suppliers changes to low stock alert. Then I'll click on create automation. Now to test if our webhook works, I'll run it. And then here I'll change the status of one of our suppliers to low stock alerts. You can see that it's running successfully. We got the specific supplier whose status we just changed. Now to get the rest of their data, I'll copy this pulse ID. Then here I'll add another module. And on Monday, I'm going to search for get an item module and click on get an item. For the ID, I'm going to add our pulse ID right here. And for the board, I'm going to choose our suppliers board. Then click on OK. And then here, I'll run this module by pasting our pulse ID right here, clicking on OK. You can see that we're getting our suppliers data like their first name, last name, their company name, their email, and their phone number. And with their data, we can send them a low stock email alert. So I'll add another module and search for email. And on email, I'm going to click on send an email module. And I'll rename this module to low stock alerts, low stock alert email, and click on OK. Now, for the low stock alert email, we're going to add the email address of our supplier right here. The subject line of this email could be in the lines of low stock alert and purchase order request. The content type, we're going to choose plain text, and the content of this email could be in the lines of hi, first name. This is an alert to inform you that our stock levels for the following items have fallen below the threshold, and we would like to place an order to replenish our inventory. And here we're going to add the low stock items, put in the item name, current stock, the reorder threshold, and the order quantity. Then we'll conclude the email by saying, we would appreciate it if you could process this order at your earliest convenience and provide an estimated delivery date. Please let us know if you need any further information or adjustments to the order. Thank you for your prompt attention to this matter. We look forward to receiving the replenished stock soon. Best regards, the Haven team. Here I'm going to click on OK. And now to test if automation works, I'll run it. And then on Monday, I'll change the status of one of our suppliers to low stock alerts. And you can see that automation ran successfully. We triggered our webhook after we changed the status of one of our suppliers to low stock alert. Then we got their data. Then we used their data to send them the low stock email with the subject line and this content email right here. So with this simple automation, we've automated the inventory management process for a restaurant business. The next process that we're going to automate is the marketing and promotion process, where we'll automate posting and scheduling social media posts on social media platforms like Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. We'll schedule the social media posts using Vista Social. Automate the marketing and promotion process for a restaurant business. In our restaurant business automation folder, I'll click on create a new scenario. I'll rename our scenario to marketing and promotions. Here, we'll create an automation that automatically posts social media posts on our social media platforms, after images or videos have been added to a specific Google Drive folder on our Google Drive, so the first thing we're going to do is on Google Drive, we're going to watch files in a folder. Here we'll select the folder that we'd like to watch. For example, we can say the files folder. We can limit it to the one and click on OK. Here we can run this module and see if we're going to get an image. Here you can see we're getting an image right here. If an image or a video is added to this Google Drive folder, we will automatically trigger this module. Then we'll proceed to post the image or video to our social media platform. So let's assume this is the image that we'd like to post. So here we'll create a link for this image. So on Google Drive, I'll create a share link. Here I'll add the file ID, which is this file ID, or you can leave it as reader, type, you can say anyone, click on OK. Now here I'll add another module. Then on HTTP, I'm going to get a file. Here we're going to add of our image and click on OK. So here we can run automation again. So here you can see we're getting our image, then we're creating a link for the image, and then here we're getting the image right here. You can see the status is 200. Now with our image right here, we can proceed to post it on social media platforms. So I'll add another module. Then here I'll click on flow control, then click on router. So let's say we'd like to post it on 4 social media platforms. So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So here we're going to post it on Facebook. So I'll search for Facebook, then click on Facebook page. And here we're going to create a post with photos. For this module, here we're going to choose our page. Then we're going to add our items. So I'd like to post this image right here. Here we can write a caption, just leave it as is. And then here I'm going to click on OK. So here we're going to choose the file that we'd like to post, then click on OK. And we can do the same with Instagram. I'm going to click on Instagram for business. Then I'm going to create a photo post. Here we'll post our image on Instagram. And we can do the same with LinkedIn. Here we'll create a user image post. We can do the same with Twitter. And here I'll click on X. And I'll choose the previous version. And here I'm going to click on upload the media. Here we'll add our file, which is this file right here, and click on OK. Sometimes you'll need to click it twice. And then I'll add another module. And then on Twitter, I'll go back to the newer version. And here I will click on create a post. Here I'm going to click on create a post. Here we can add the text content. For example, Heaven Restaurant, and click on OK. Now, if you like to write captions, you can add a ChatGPT module that will help write the captions for you for each and every single post. But for now, I'm just going to leave it as is. After we upload the file to a specific folder on our Google Drive, we'll create the link for the file, and we'll get the file, and with the file, we'll post it on our different social media platforms right here. But if we wanted to schedule posts, I'll use this tool called Vista Social. So I'll add another module and search for Vista Social right here. Click on Vista Social. Then here I'm going to click on schedule a new post module. Now, Vista Social is an incredible tool that you can use to schedule social media posts on different social media platforms. So you can schedule a post using Vista Social on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. All you have to do is connect your Vista Social account to make.com. All you have to do is add your API key and your connection will be created. And then you will link the post that you'd like to schedule on the specific social media platform. And then you can go into more details on when you'd like to schedule the post. And you can do the same with Instagram. So I'll clone it right here. And then you can do the same with LinkedIn. And you can do the same with Twitter. So with this simple automation, we've automated the marketing and promotions process for a restaurant business. Next process that we're going to automate for a restaurant business is a cleaning and maintenance process. We'll create an automation that sends reminders to our staff via email for regular cleaning tasks. So on our restaurant business automation folder, I'll click on create a new scenario. Here, I've renamed our scenario to cleaning and maintenance. We'll create a webhook that will be triggered when the status of one of our staff members changes to cleaning. So here, I'll search for webhooks, then click on custom webhook. Here I'm going to click on add, and then I'll rename our webhook to cleaning and maintenance, then click on save. Here I'll copy the link to our webhook, then click on OK. Then I'll run our webhook right here. Then on Monday, on our staff board, I'll click on integrate. I'm going to click on webhooks. Then I'd like to send a webhook when the status of one of our staff members changes to something. So I'll use this as our template. Here I'll use another account and paste the webhook URL that we copied right here. And then I'll click on connect. It says fail to communicate with the URL provided. Here we'll need to return this challenge text using a webhook response. So on webhooks, I'll click on webhook response. Then here I'll add two curly braces. I'm going to write challenge. Then I'm going to add our text right here. Then click on OK. Now I'm going to run our webhook. Then click on connect. You can see that it ran successfully. Here we're going to delete the response and set up our webhook. So I like to send our webhook when the status of one of our staff members changes to cleaning. And then I'll click on create automation. Now to test if our webhook works, I'll run it. And then I'll change the status of one of our staff members to cleaning. You can see that it ran successfully and we're getting a specific staff member whose status we just changed. Now to get the rest of the data, I'll copy this pulse ID. And then on Monday, I'll search for get an item module. For the ID, we're going to add our pulse ID. And for the board, we're going to choose our staff board. Then here I'm going to click on OK. Then I'll run this module by pasting our pulse ID right here and clicking on OK. Now you can see that we're getting the details of a specific staff member whose status we just changed. We're getting the first name, last name, the email, and the phone number. Now with their information, we can send them an email notifying them of their cleaning tasks. So here, I'll add another module, and then on email, I'm going to click on send an email module. I'll rename this email to cleaning and maintenance email. Click on OK. Now for cleaning and maintenance email, we're going to add our staff member's email address right here. The subject line of this email could be in the lines of reminder, regular cleaning tasks. The content type, we're going to choose plain text. The content of the email could be in the lines of dear first name. This is a friendly reminder to complete your regular cleaning tasks during your shift today. Keeping the restaurant clean and organized is essential for providing a great dining experience for our guests. We're also outlining the cleaning tasks we'd like for them to complete. The first one is cleaning and sanitizing all the tables and chairs. We're telling them to ensure all surfaces are wiped down and sanitized, especially high-touch areas. The next task I would like them to complete is sweep and mop floors in the dining area. We're also telling them to clean restrooms and ensure supplies are stocked. We're also telling them to wipe down kitchen surfaces and equipment. Then we're concluding the email by saying, please make sure all tasks are completed thoroughly before the end of your shift. Do you need additional cleaning supplies or assistance? Do not hesitate to reach out to the team. Thank you for your hard work in keeping our restaurant clean and welcoming for our guests. Best regards, the Haven team. Now, to test if automation works, I'll run it and change the status of one of our staff members to cleaning. You can see that we triggered our webhook after we changed the status of one of our staff members to cleaning. Then we got their data for Monday. And then using their data, we sent them a notification via the cleaning and maintenance email with the subject line and this content email right here. So with this simple automation, we've automated the cleaning and maintenance process for a restaurant business. The last process that we're going to automate for a restaurant business in this video is the customer feedback collection process, where we'll create an automation that collects feedback from our customers after dining or completing an order. And then we're going to save the responses to a feedback collection board on Monday. To automate the customer feedback collection process, on our restaurant business automation folder, I'll click on create a new scenario. I'll rename our scenario to customer feedback collection. And then here, we'll create a webhook that will be triggered after the status of one of our customers changes to ask for feedback. So here, I'll search for webhooks, then click on custom webhook. Here I'll click on add, then I'll rename our webhook to customer feedback collection and click on save. I'll copy the link to our webhook, then click on OK. Then I'll run our webhook. And then on our customers board on Monday, I'll click on integrate, then click on webhooks. I'll use this as our template. Then here I'll use another account and paste the webhook URL right here, then click on connect. This failed to communicate with the URL provided. We'll return this challenge text via webhook response. So on webhooks, I'll click on webhook response. Then here, I'll add two curly braces and write challenge over here. And add our text, then click on OK. Then I'll run our webhook again. Then on Monday, I'll click on connect. And you can see that it ran successfully. I'll delete the webhook response and then set up our webhook. So I like to send a webhook with the status of one of our clients and just to ask for feedback. Then I'll click on create automation. Now, here, let us test if our webhook works. So I'll run our webhook. Then I'll change the status of one of our customers to ask for feedback. You can see that it ran successfully. And we are getting the specific customer whose status we just changed. To get the rest of the data, I'll copy this pulse ID. And then I'll add another module. Then on Monday, I'll search for get an item module. The ID, I'm going to add our pulse ID. And for the board ID, I'm going to choose our customer's board. Then click on OK. And here, I'm going to run this module by pasting our pulse ID right here and click on OK. Here, you can see we are getting our customers' details, like their first name, last name, and their email address. Now, with their data, we can send them a feedback survey form for them to fill in and give us feedback of our services. On Typeform, I've created a form that I've renamed to Haven Restaurant Customer Feedback Form. On this form, we're asking them a series of questions. First one that we're asking them is for them to provide their personal information like their first name, last name, and their email. We're also asking them, how would you rate your overall dining experience at Haven? And they're going to rate us right here. We're also asking them, how likely are you to recommend our restaurant to others? And they're going to rate us right here. We're also asking them, was your server attentive and responsive to your needs? Then they can either choose yes or no options. We're also asking them, how would you describe the ambience of our restaurant? They can either choose cozy, modern, or vibrant options right here. We're also asking them, was the restaurant clean and well maintained? Then they can either choose the yes or no options right here. And lastly, we're asking them, do you feel the food and the service provided a good value for the price? And then they can choose the yes or no options right here. So this is the form that we're going to send to our customers and give us feedback of our services. To get the ID of this form, I'm going to click on share. Here, you'll see the link to our form. We'll copy the last part on our link, which will be the unique ID to this form. And then on automation, I'll add another module and search for Typeform. And then here, I'm going to click on get a form module. For the ID, we're going to add the unique ID that we copied and click on OK. We can run it and see if we're going to get our form. So you can see we're getting our customer feedback form. And this is the link that we're going to send to our client for them to fill in our form. So here, I'll rename this module to customer feedback form. Now we can send this form to our customers via email. So on email, I'll click on send an email module. I'll rename this to feedback email. Then click on OK. Now for feedback email, here we'll add the email address of our customer for Monday, which is this email right here. The subject line of this email could be in the lines of we value your feedback. The content type we're choosing plain text. And the content of this email could be in the lines of hi, first name. Thank you for dining with us at Haven. We hope you enjoyed your experience. Your feedback is incredibly important to us as we strive to make every visit exceptional. We will greatly appreciate if you could take a few minutes to complete our short feedback survey. Your insights will help us continue to improve and provide the best service possible. And here we're telling them to click here to fill out our survey form and linking our form right here. This link over here. Then we're concluding the email by saying thank you for sharing your thoughts and for being a valued guest at Haven. If there's anything else you'd like to share, feel free to reply to this email. Warm regards, the Haven team. And I'm going to click on OK. And now to test if automation works, I'll run it. Then I'll change the status of one of our customers to ask for feedback. That's awesome. So you can see that our automation ran successfully. We triggered our webhook after we changed the status of one of our customers to ask for feedback. We got our customers' data. We also got our customer feedback form that we created on Typeform. And then we send the form to our customer via the feedback email with the subject line and this email content with the link to our form attached to the email. After we've sent the customer feedback form to our customers, we can create another automation that captures their responses and add the responses to Monday. On Monday, I've created another board that will add our customers' feedback. So on this board, we are collecting the full name of our customer. We're also collecting their first and last name and their email. We're also collecting their feedback responses, like the experience, recommendability, attentiveness, cleanliness, the value, and the ambience of our restaurant. Now, to automatically capture our customers' feedback and add the feedback to our customer feedback board on Monday, on our restaurant business automation, I'll click on create a new scenario. Here, I'll rename the scenario to add customer feedback to Monday. And then here, I'm going to search for Typeform, then click on watch response module. Here, I'm going to choose my connection and choose our form right here. Our form is Haven Restaurant Customer Feedback Form. And then I'm going to click on OK. Here, I'm going to choose to start from now. Click on OK. Now, on our feedback form, I'm going to copy the link to our form and open it on a new tab so we can fill in our form. We have the welcome message. And then to get started, I'm going to click on start. Here, we're going to provide personal information for an example customer. So we can have their first name as Edward Peters. Now the email address right here. Danex.com, and click on OK. And then here, how would you like to rate your overall dining experience at Haven? Can say 10. How would you like to recommend our restaurant to others? Can say 9. Was your server attentive and responsive to your needs? You can say yes. How would you describe the ambience of our restaurant? You can say vibrant. Was the restaurant clean and well maintained? You can say yes. Do you feel the food and the service provided a good value for the price? You can say yes, and click on submit. On automation now, here we can run this module and see if we've captured our responses. You can see right here that we just captured the responses that we just filled in on our form. To add the responses to Monday, here on tools, I'll click on sleep module and delay for 3 seconds to give Typeform some time to populate our customers' data. And then here on Monday, I'll search for create an item module. For the item name, we're going to add the first name and last name of our customer. So first name, then space, last name. For board ID, we're going to choose our Haven Restaurant Customer Feedback Board. Group ID, I'm going to choose Customer Feedback. And here, we're going to add values to the columns on Monday with the data that we captured from our Typeform. So here, I'm going to add a new item and choose a new column. And I'm going to choose ambience as our column and add the value for our ambience. I'll add a new item, choose a new column. Attentiveness is our column, and add this value right here. Then I'll add a new item and choose a new column. I'm going to choose clean as the column, and then we're going to add the value right here. Then I'll add a new item, choose a new column. I'm going to choose email as our column. We're going to add the email right here. You can also use the email as the text. And then I'll add a new item and choose a new column. And I'm going to choose experience as our column. And I'm going to add this value right here. And I'll add a new item, choose a new column. And choose first name as a column. We're going to add the value for the first name, which is Edward. We're going to add a new item and choose a new column. And we're going to choose last name as a column. And I'm going to add the value for the last name, which is Peters. And add a new item, choose a new column. And I'm going to choose recommendability as a column. And we're going to add the value for the recommendability. And I'll add a new item and choose a new column. And I'm going to choose value as a column and choose its value right here. And then here I'm going to click on OK. Now, after we add our customer feedback to Monday, we can send a thank you email to the customer, thanking them for filling in our feedback form. So here, I'll search for emails and click on send an email module. Then I'll rename this module to thank you email. Then click on OK. For our thank you email, we're going to add our customer's email address right here. The subject line of this email could be in the lines of thank you for your valuable feedback. The content type, we're going to choose plain text, and the content of this email could be in the lines of hi first name. So we're going to add their first name right here. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your feedback with us. We truly appreciate your insights and are grateful for your contribution in helping us continually improve. Your responses will help us ensure that Haven continues to provide an outstanding experience for all our guests. We are always striving to enhance our service, and your input plays a vital role in that process. If there's anything else you'd like to share, or if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We look forward to welcoming you back to Haven soon. Warm regards, the Haven team. And here I'm going to click on OK. We can also notify our team via Slack of the recent customer feedback that a customer submitted. So yeah, I'll search for Slack, then click on Slack, then here I'll click on create a message module. Here I'll rename this to team notification. Then I'm going to click on OK. On our team notification module, yeah, we're going to notify our team using this message right here, where we're telling them, hey team, we just received feedback from one of our valued guests. We are in their customer name right here. On the message, we're saying we encourage everyone to take a moment to review the feedback. It's a great opportunity for us to reflect on our service and identify areas where we can continue to improve. Let's come together and discuss any changes or enhancements we can implement to elevate our guest experience even further. As always, thank you for your hard work and dedication to making Heaven a place where every guest feels welcomed and valued. And then here I'm going to click on OK. Now, to test if automation works, yeah, I'm going to choose to start from our previous submission that we submitted right here. Then I'm going to run automation. You can see that automation ran successfully. Here we captured Edward's submission. Then we added them to our feedback collection board on Monday. And then we sent them a thank you email right here with the subject line. And we also notified our team of the feedback that our customer just submitted. When we go back to Monday, on our customer feedback board, you'll see a new customer feedback that we just added on our board. Our customer was Edward Peters. Here's the first name, the last name, the email, and the feedback that they just gave us via our feedback form. So with these simple automations right here, we've automated the customer feedback collection process for a restaurant business. These are all the processes that we automated for a restaurant business in this video. The first process that we automated for a restaurant business was the reservation management process. Here, we created an automation that captures our customers' responses after they filled in a form on our website. Then we are adding their responses to our customers' board on Monday. We're also creating an event for the reservation and sending them a confirmation email via this email right here. And then one day before their reservation, we're reminding them of the reservation via the reminder email. Then the second process that we automated in this video was the training and onboarding process for restaurant business. Here, we are creating an onboarding call link and getting our training materials from our Google Drive folder and sending the scheduling link and then the training materials link to our new staff member via the onboarding. We're also adding them to our team's Slack channel. The third process that we automated in this video was the shift notification process. Here, we created an automation that automatically notifies our staff members of their shifts. So we are sending an upcoming shift email, a confirmed shift email, an in-progress shift email, a completed shift email, and a cancelled shift email. The fourth process that we automated in this video was a VIP guest experience process, where here we are getting our VIP customers' responses after they fill in our VIP form on our website, and then we are adding their personal information to our VIP board on Monday. We're also creating an event for their reservation and sending them a confirmation email via this email module. We're also notifying our team of the VIP customer via Slack. And then one day before the reservation, we're reminding them of the reservation using the reminder email. The process that we automated in this video was the inventory management process, where we created this simple automation to notify our suppliers of the low stock threshold of our items. The sixth process that we automated in this video was the marketing and promotions process, where after a file is added to a specific folder on Google Drive, we are getting the file and posting it to our social media platforms. Now, if we would wish to schedule the post, we are using Vista Social to schedule the post on the different social media platforms. The seventh process that we automated in this video was the cleaning and maintenance process, where we created an automation that notifies our staff of their cleaning tasks via email. And the last process that we automated in this video was the customer feedback collection process, where we created an automation that gets our feedback survey form that we created on Typeform and send the form to our client via the feedback email for our customers to give us feedback of our services and our restaurant. Then we created this simple automation to capture our customers' feedback that they gave us after they filled in our form. Then we're adding the customer feedback to our customer feedback board on Monday. And then we also sending our customer a thank you email, thanking them for submitting their feedback, notifying our team via Slack of the new feedback that has just been submitted by our customer. We're also adding our customer details on Slack. These are all the automations that we created, automating processes for a restaurant business. If you have an automation or a system in mind that you'd like for me to create, just comment down below in the comment section. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.